I drove here from Montreal. I own a car. Thank you, everyone. If you guys own cars, you'll know this to be true. Gas is very expensive right now, right? What happened was the United States invaded Iraq, and then the price of gas doubled, which was bullshit, right? So now, I hope they don't invade China, or shit at the dollar store will be more expensive, right? Can't afford that. I drive a good car. I have a 2010 Mitsubishi. It's got doors and a steering wheel. It's a safe adult car, which is smart because I'm a safe adult driver. What a good pairing that is, eh? What's a stupid pairing? Back when I was 17, I was a terrible driver because I was 17 and terrible at everything. And I owned my own terrible car. That's a really stupid pairing, right? Do you guys remember your first car? How unsafe? Maybe you're like me, where you went to your dad, right? You go to your dad when you're 17, you say, "Dad, I want to buy a car, but I only have $500. Right? So your dad's like, "No problem, son. You give me that $500. I'll match it. And then together, we will buy you a deadly piece of shit. Sure to kill you inside of a month." It's very odd, right? My first car was a Ford. And this is, you have to understand, if you guys are young, you might not remember this. Ford back in the 90s was terrible. They were an awful car company. They were so bad, their only marketing strategy was just to lie to people. That was the only way they could sell cars. If you had walked into a Ford dealership in 1995, there would have been a salesman there, right, to welcome you in. "Ah, sir, welcome to Ford. You look like a smart, informed consumer. You look like you're looking for the best value possible, and you're not going to stop until you find the best value possible. So perhaps today I could interest you in the Ford Tempo, sir. This is the Ford Tempo. It's a very good car. It will meet all of your car needs. It's the Ford Tempo." Right? At which point you would say to the dealer, "What the fuck are you talking about? I'm not buying a Ford Tempo. My life is hard enough as it is without a Ford Tempo. I'm trying to make my life harder, you asshole." At which point the salesman would say to you, "Ah, sir, you caught me. To be honest, when you walked in, I thought you looked like a fucking idiot, so I was going to try and sell you that terrible car. But clearly you're too smart to fall for my bullshit. You're actually an informed consumer. So perhaps today I can interest you in the Mercury Topaz, sir." And it was the exact same fucking car, except someone drew a lion on it. This was their whole strategy, right? Was they did it with the Tempo and the Topaz and the Taurus and the Sable and the Thunderbird and the Mercury Cougar. It was a good car for picking up single moms. That was my first car. When I was 17, my parents helped me get a Ford Crown Victoria, which is was also the Grand Marquis. The Ford Crown Victoria, always a very responsible decision to give a 17-year-old 18 tons of metal and a backseat big enough for 6 of his friends to fuck in at the same time. What could possibly go wrong? And why is everyone pregnant? I, of course, was an asshole. I had the white Ford Crown Victoria. Yeah, that's just obnoxious, right? You probably saw me 15 years ago when you're driving on the highway, right? And then you see me in the rearview mirror. Yeah, and you panic, right? You're like, "Oh shit, it's the cops. We better slow down," right? And then you pull over and slow down. And then I pass you, right? And then you say, "Was that cop drinking a beer? What the fuck is going on here? Why isn't he wearing a shirt?" That doesn't seem very official. The reason parents like getting their teenage kids, shitty cars is because parents are tired of having their teenage kids borrow their nice adult car and then ruin it, right? Like if you have teenage kids, you know your teenage kid borrows your car for the night and then it comes back smelling like weed and hamburgers, right? So you're happy to spend $500 to make that stop. I remember before I got my car, we always used to borrow Chris's mom's Nissan Sentra. That was the car for our group. And she'd always be like, you guys look after my car. And we'd be like, all right, Mrs. Donnelly, whatever. Right? And then we'd drag race it against Honda Civics and lose. And we thought we were so cool, we thought we were getting away with everything, until one day, there were 4 of us in the car, Chris and I were up front. One of our buddies accidentally dropped a cigarette in the back seat and put a cigarette burn in the back seat of Chris's mom's Nissan Sentra. So we panicked, right? There's a cigarette burn in the back seat of your mom's car. Holy shit, Chris, she's gonna kill us. She doesn't know we smoke. We've ruined her car forever. We're dead. What do we do, buddy? And my buddy Chris was so calm. He was like, don't worry, guys. I know what to do. And he went and got some crazy glue, right? And then he just took that middle seat belt that cars have that doesn't have a shoulder strap. This is the middle seat belt. And he just crazy glued it right on top of the cigarette burn. And we were like, wow, so it'll just stay like that forever? And he was like, nah, my mom will find it a week from now and pull on it and be like, oh, I guess I put a hole in my back seat. And we were like, you are a genius, buddy. You are going places in life. And that man is now Prime Minister Stephen Harper. Amazing true story.